like a frustrating first race for you? I know the Ginetta made contact with you, and then if that wasn't enough, you made contact with Kevin as well. Just tell us what it was like, because I know you were leading at this point, weren't you?
Yeah, we'd led quite a few laps, and Kevin was pushing me really hard, and I was giving it absolutely everything. You know, it was certainly the rear tyres had overheated at that point, and it was difficult. Unfortunately, the Ginetta turned in when we was lapping him, and we made contact. It's racing stuff, it happens, but it's disappointing when you're in the lead and then not to finish. A lot of damage to the car. We will be out in race 2, but we're not 100% happy with it. But yeah, it's a frustrating day.
Dan, despite some great racing, it seems that things from the start were just conspiring against you. You hit the rear of Rupert's Ferrari there in that race, didn't you, and had to retire?
Yeah, I'd making some good ground on him in the braking and the cornering. For a couple of laps, I'd shown him the nose and tried to make a move going into clearways, and he shut the door on me. So I ended up with a broken wheel and a snapped tie rod. So that was the end of our race.
And I know you've got damage to the car, but how's race 2 looking?
Yeah, we should get the car out. It won't be quite just how we want it, but yeah, we should be out and see what we can do.
Alex Martin on pole position again with Kevin Riley on his outside. Then it's Michael Saunders and Bob Berridge. Chris Randall and Darren Litton row 3, followed by Rupert Martin and Dan Stringfellow. Then Jeff Wyatt and Marcus Vivian. Chris Bentley, Colin Mole at the wheel of the Cayman, and Phil Collard joins us again in the Mazda. Alex Martin will be mindful of what happened in the first sprint race, and you can see he's holding back really well here. He won't want to suffer the drive-through penalty. On his outside, Kevin Riley. Bob Berridge in the... Riley is not there, so no invitation class car. It gives us a straight championship run. It's Alex Martin into the lead. There's his dad on the inside. Rupert Martin about to be passed by Dan Stringfellow, looking round the outside. This is the view from Jeff Wyatt. So the battle for GTA, and it's Marcus Vivian who takes the lead of that round the outside of Rupert Martin at Druids. And the Ginetta leads class as they go down Graham Hill Bend onto Cooper Straight. Rupert getting squeezed out by Jeff Wyatt there as well, who's coming through. But out front, Alex Martin. He's there, he's the race leader. We'll see him go through. There he is in yellow, followed by Michael Saunders. Then the Mosler of Kevin Riley. Chris Randall leading GTB at the moment, ahead of Dan Stringfellow. So let's hope Dan can get the car home to the finish. Problems for the Porsche Cayman of Colin Mole. So he'll bring that into pit lane. Let's hope that they can get that problem sorted out. Now the Mazda has joined the race. We saw the Mazda struggling at the start, and he's on circuit, so he's going to do a few exploratory laps. Mazda raced in the Time Attack Championship last year, a very welcome addition to GT Cup. So the battle for GTA continues. Jeff Wyatt looking down the inside of Marcus Vivian. These two have had a pretty enthralling scrap most of the way through the weekend so far. Jeff Wyatt it is that's come out with 2. Michael Saunders off. Disappointment for the TVR. He goes off the circuit. That kind of looks terminal to me. Rupert Martin spins. Let's hope he keeps it out of the barrier. Yes, he does. So Rupert Martin running second in GTA. Marcus Vivian off onto the grass. There goes the GTA lead. He's a newcomer to racing, very quick. This is the view from Jeff Wyatt. You can see goes off, going into Surtees, and Jeff Wyatt very coolly and calmly deals with the situation and goes through to take up the class lead. Marcus Vivian rejoins in the Ginetta, but there is the Dextra Ferrari lighting up the track, literally here. Alex Martin in the lead.
Gear linkage appears to have fallen off, which is rather unusual, but
I know the mechanics are frantically running around the car trying to fix it. Is it mendable? Will you be able to go back out?
So yes, I'd like to, just if nothing else, to check the setup and, you know, make sure the car drives how we want it. But yeah, very frustrating, I'm afraid.
Colin Mole hoping to get the Cayman back out on circuit. There is Rupert Martin recovering from that half spin, still ahead of Jeff Wyatt, who leads GTA at the moment from the Porsche of Chris Bentley, who's challenging him hard. Jeff Wyatt will be looking for his third win on the bounce. What a successful Brands Hatch Indy meeting it's been for him. Kevin Riley looking for his third win of the season in class in GTO, and of course Alex Martin could make it a hat-trick here, but what he really wants is the outright win. He seems to be on the way to that. So Rupert Martin from Jeff Wyatt and Chris Bentley, the GTC car, leading that battle, and there is the race leader Alex Martin, who's pulling well clear. He's got the fastest overall lap in the race, as he did in our first sprint race, you heard him say on the podium. So things going very well indeed for the FF Corsa prepared Ferrari 458. Jeff Wyatt still running well in 77, so 3 wins in prospect. But you can see Chris Bentley not that far behind. Marcus Vivian has rejoined in the Ginetta G50, but I don't think he's going to be in a position to challenge for first or second in class unless we get any problems. But now Jeff Wyatt trying to nibble away at the rear end of the Ferrari, coming through Clark Curve and onto the Bradham Straight here at Brands Hatch. You can see the Ferrari, the power gets away. We can expect to see Rupert going further ahead in the next round, as we discussed earlier on in the meeting. He's planning to add the aero package that you can see there on the race leader's car, and it's Alex Martin building a very good healthy lead at the moment over Kevin Riley in second. There's Chris Randall, he's on for an overall podium, third position at the moment for Chris. The little Lotus Europa performing superbly, and of course more importantly being driven superbly by Chris Randall. But it's the championship leader now into the territory where he's getting overall wins and pulling away from the field. There is Kevin Riley, second position in the Mosler, working his way through the back marker traffic past Jeff Wyatt. Finds himself a lap down in this 25-minute race. Late in the day here at Brands Hatch. It's been an absolutely glorious sunny day. We've had families walking around on the grid, as you saw, getting a very close look at the cars before the start of our first endurance race. And the action's been absolutely top-notch. Kevin Riley, fastest in the GTO class as well, 48.7, 89 miles an hour. Just a shade slower than the fastest man on track, Alex Martin. So the Mosler passes Rupert Martin. Rupert a lap down now as the Mosler goes through Paddock Hill Bend, climbs up Halewood Hill in towards Druids, and in the distance already down Graham Hill and through Graham Hill Bend onto Cooper Straight is the race leader Alex Martin in the Dextra Group Ferrari, who has continued to light up the track in this one and is going to see the checkered flag. He's passed Phil Collard, who's still running. Great to see the Mazda still running. And there is the checker. It's the first outright win of the year for Alex Martin. That's exactly where he wanted to be. Outright fastest lap for him too. Phil Collard, you just saw in the Mazda, is going to take fourth position in GTA. So a good first meeting for him. There is Kevin Riley, who's going to take second position in the Mosler. Checker and GTO win for Kevin Riley. GTB going to Chris Randall. Confirmation of the results. Alex Martin, overall win, GTC win, fastest lap as well, all from pole position, a dominant performance. Kevin Riley is second, he wins GTO. GTB goes to Chris Randall. Rupert Martin in fourth, cements second in the championship overall. Dan Stringfellow comes home fifth, with Jeff Wyatt winning GTA ahead of Chris Bentley and Marcus Vivian.
Alex, congratulations, your first overall win. How does that feel? Because it's been a long time coming, hasn't it?
It feels like I managed not to ruin it this time. You know, I've had plenty of chances, so yeah.
I was thinking to myself, is he going to stay out of trouble? Is he going to stay out of trouble? And you did, which must be really pleasing.
Yeah, no, that was my main thought as I went round. Don't ruin it, don't ruin it.
Jeff, winner of the GTC class, you're 6th overall. I know I spoke to you just a few minutes before we went out for the second race, and you were making some last-minute adjustments, weren't you? So it seems to have paid off.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, it was very much last minute. In fact, they were adjusting the idle in the forming up area. You know, so literally seconds to spare. But great, the car was as good at the end as it was at the start of the weekend, and all thanks to Jeff Steele Racing for doing a really wonderful job.
Chris, winner of the GTB class. You're one of the few drivers that really managed to avoid any incidents and stayed out of trouble this weekend.
I did, yeah, totally out of trouble. Yesterday wasn't so good. Obviously, we didn't finish the race, so we really wanted to make up for it today and get some good finishes in and get a good points haul, and that's exactly what we did.
First of all, I'd like to thank my engineers for making my car work. I think that was the first time in about 2 years, I'm not sure, but anyway, it worked perfectly. Nothing wrong with it at all. I was nursing it a bit, not using all the revs, and I thought, this is going quite well. Maybe I should use some revs and catch Alex. But it's too late, really.
Alex Martin leads the championship, 220 points. His dad is second. And it's Jeff Wyatt third. He leads GTA. Kevin Riley leads GTO though. He's 4th overall in the championship. And Dan Stringfellow leading the GTB chase. He's down in 11th overall, 114 points.
Another exciting weekend comes to a close here at Brands Hatch, where once again we've witnessed some of the best GT racing in the UK. Next stop will be Alton Park for round 7. Will Alex Martin be able to defend his championship lead? Join us then to find out.